4 events that we're supposed to be at all at the same time. I'm going to share with you my makeup bag. Reviewing Kosas products now. Maybe I'm trying to make something work and forcing something to happen, and maybe it's just not meant to be. Happy Tuesday! I vlogged yesterday, but I realized I didn't speak to you guys. I just showed you what I was throwing in my Whole Foods cart. In a Quest bar, it's a chocolate donut sprinkles. It's just I didn't have time to eat. This is not something that, it's delicious. It's not something I recommend if you're trying to get on a health kick. I think Whole Foods is better whenever possible, but for maintenance or just, you know, it's better than not eating. Explaining to Chris what a VSCO girl is, and I didn't really know the details of it, but I figured it was like Tumblr girl, but VSCO. I read a BuzzFeed article with all the things that to check off to be a VSCO girl, and I kind of was like, bitches are stealing my look that I've been doing for 5, 15, 20 years. Birkenstocks or Crocs, which I was the only one wearing Crocs to work when I first moved to LA, because they were comfortable and I didn't care. Birkenstocks, which I've lived in since elementary school. Hydro flask, which I've had. A reusable straw, which I've been doing for like 2 years. Scrunchies, which again, I've never stopped using since the 80s. Very minimal makeup, or like messy hair. Yeah, that's me, because I don't do my hair. I don't have the puka shells or the friendship bracelets. Oh, but I do have a Fajal Raven can. Mario Badescu skincare. I was using Mario Badescu skincare when I was 20 years old because I moved to New York, and I like went to the Mario Badescu spa, got my facials there, and bought all skincare from them because it was relatively affordable for like the ingredients, but then I learned more about stuff, so I stopped using them. There's just better products out there. But you know, when you're 20 years old, it's great. You're gonna go work out. I'm gonna punch.
Nobody on the planet should ever wear Crocs.
I wear Crocs. I would still wear Crocs if we weren't married.
Well, if you wore Crocs, we wouldn't be married.
Shut up.
Those are the ugliest.
They're so freaking, they're so comfortable.
Better be comfortable for as ugly as they are.
He also thinks this is my Birkenstocks, but I refuse to give up my Birkenstocks. I don't think my audience even knows what a VSCO girl is or cares because they're older. Are you guys older? Do you guys even care? Oh, I feel like though a couple of you guys have kids who are trying to be VSCO girls because of the backpack. They all wanted the backpack when I got it, and then you guys were like, yeah, okay, I'll get it because it's made out of recycled plastic.
That I like, that's cool.
It's a little scary that I'm old enough to have a child who wants to be me as a child.
You're old enough to have a child that wants to be you now, I think is the bigger concern.
Just finished the class. Such a good class. That was such a fun event. I love that I got to get a little workout in. I also want to give a shout out to Jonathan Kowalski because I think I was the only girl in there that was able to move that bag 10 inches. Box Union is a cardio boxing fitness class. I wouldn't say they focus a ton on technique, but you get a really good workout whether or not you know how to box. We had a 30-minute class versus I think normally it's a 45 to 50-minute class. Love Box Union, love my friends at Boscia. I just love the brand so much. It's Japanese botanical skincare. You guys know I love them, and I always can trust that they're not using nasties or fragrances in their products. Podcast episode with the product development team that you can listen to on Behind the Beauty. I'm so proud at how hard I was able to hit that bag consistently and get that bag to move. I know it's like the weird competitive
It feels good to make it move.
Dancer in me.
No, it feels good to hit stuff too.
Also, because when I train with Jonathan, I'm hitting him, and he can't move because I'm not gonna move him. He's a black belt. He has 2 black belts. I'm not moving him. Super energized because of that class.
You seem like it.
Hi guys, I'm here at Skin 365 in Torrance, and I'm about to get a facial treatment focused on vitamin A. My esthetician has over 20 years of experience, so I'm really excited. edible. It looks so good. So I just left my facial, and I know I showed you in the room what my skin looked like, but this is what it looks like in natural light.
Back in the car.
I think it was the best facial where it combined both relaxation and luxury along with efficacy and changing the skin health. Because sometimes when we mainly focus on changing the skin health, it's not so relaxing. It can be quite painful and just like uncomfortable. I can't wait to show you the full video, which will be up for Facial Fridays. This will not be an ASMR video. This will be my traditional facial video with music and voiceover explaining what's happening. It should be up by now. So I hope you guys enjoyed it.
A few moments later.
Rushed back in traffic. I'm now officially late for 4 events that we're supposed to be at all at the same time. Hopefully we make it to everybody because I hate disappointing them, and I'm not wearing any makeup. I always feel weird going to events not wearing anything. Everybody else is always super glammed out, but I just got a facial. So I put a little lip on and I did my brows. That's it, because I don't want to ruin
Facial.
the facial. Are we gonna make it?
Yep.
4 events all happening at the same time during rush hour.
You literally said that 4 times.
Did I?
In the same vlog, yeah.
And finally made it to the first event. The first place was closed down and we didn't check the email from today, which was updating us on the location. Not a big deal. Chris was just driving like a lunatic. Now we're going to my friend, the Daily Confidences event downtown. Hopefully there won't be any traffic. I doubt it. First Aid Beauty, got to meet Nicole finally face to face. I love First Aid Beauty. I trust their products and depend on them. You guys know I've been a fan for years. It's really lovely to finally meet Nicole. She's like a ball of energy. I felt bad because I was sweating. I also think I have bad breath right now and I need to get mints. Off to event number 2.
2!
Do you think we'll make all 4 still?
Yeah. We're only 30 minutes away from the next one, and they're going until 9:30. So we'll pop in, head over to the next one, which is back that way, and then over to Venice.
The problem is they're not all near each other and they're back to back.
They're not even back to back, they're literally going on at the same time.
30, event number 2 done. Headed to event number 3. We're both really hungry. Our breath both stinks now.
Get that hungry breath.
I'd like to point out this dress does not wick away odor. I smell.
I would like to point out that my Hanes Classic Fit t-shirt is very good at wicking out sweat
I
stains and
smell
odor.
so bad. Guys, it's like midnight. We just got home. I forgot what this house looked like. I'm embarrassed, but I think you should see this because this is the reality of our life sometimes. Oh shit, I forgot that I unboxed everything before we left. Left it all there. Came back from my facial, threw all the filming equipment there. Dishes weren't done last night or this morning at all. Breakfast. And then the worst part is I'm like, what the hell happened here? Why is our couch in disarray? If you follow me on socials, you know it's been a rough week emotionally and business-wise, but it's okay. I'm going to share with you my makeup bag because that's what's fun about makeup, and it's not that serious, and it makes me feel better after I play with some. Reviewing Kosas products now. I know you guys really wanted to know how the tinted face oil wore. For my first impression, initially I was like, okay, yeah, it's not bad. The issue is as it wore on my skin, it started to patch up around the flakier areas where I am more dry. And considering my skin was not super textural, this week, I could see it being a very big issue for those of you guys who have drier skin. I'm on the fence with this product. On a really good dewy skin day, this works really well, but it's an oil, so I'm always gonna need to set it with some sort of a product. Now, what I found worked the best for me with this tinted oil was adding 3 to 4 drops with my SPF. It made the SPF go on easier. It made it give me a little more coverage. It also just sat better on my skin. I think the key is prepping your skin really, really well and applying this over your skincare or mixing it in with your last step of your skincare. And you're supposed to use anywhere between 5 to less drops for your entire face. So I think the other thing is a lot of people are using too much product and therefore the patching up on the skin. My issue is that I'm trying to only use 3 to 4 drops, but a bunch of product comes out. The way that this packaging is, it just starts leaking out. It's really hard to just get a drop at a time. I think that's also what is causing people to use more than they need and causing the textural issues and the patching issues. So those are essentially my thoughts on the tinted oil from Kosas. I don't hate them, you just have to kind of work with them. We're going to Arizona next week on a road trip, and I'm gonna bring it with me to just kind of see how to play with it in a drier climate. I am obsessed with these Kosas 10-second eyeshadows. These are absolutely freaking the best things that I've used on my eyes in a very long time. Incredibly, incredibly effortless, so easy to use. They dry down, they're not oily, they're water-based, so when they dry down, they dry really beautifully, and they set really lovely. They wear beautifully all day with no primer. I don't usually wear primers on my eyes, and I even work out with these, and then it'll get a little bit like worn in, but it's that effortless rock star, I don't really try that hard type of eye makeup. I love, love, love these. I wear them all week. They don't mess with my lash extension like the applicator. I think it's just so effortless, so beautiful. I highly, highly recommend these, especially if you're more of that less is more type of gal. You're that cool girl who has the messier eye makeup. It's not dripping, it's not like smudging all over your face, it's just a little more worn in makeup. I really enjoy Element, which is like a reddish brown. It's actually a very matte brown. Globe, which is kind of my go-to, that bronzy, shimmery, like messy all over. 333, which is a purple. Something I kept reaching for this week that I absolutely loved and kept in my backpack is the Kosas Sport. This is in the shade Pulse, and it's hyaluronic lip balm. It makes my lips look better. It also hydrates, but without any of that weird gunky crap that some lip balms can do. It is mint flavored, which I like. I like the packaging too, because I think it's kind of cool. It's a unique, different type of packaging. I really love this, and I would get it in every single shade. My bangs are greasy, sorry. Something else I've really been enjoying and I'm wearing today is the Kosas Color and Light Cream in Tropic Equinox. At first I was kind of like, I don't know that this is gonna show up on me, but it does show up quite nicely. I mean, I don't think I blended it very well because I used a new toner last night and it burned my face off. So my skin literally feels like it's on fire. I don't think you can go wrong if you prefer cream or if you prefer powder. I actually prefer cream. I don't know why about the powder ones, but this one's really lovely as well, and it's actually kind of perfect for my lifestyle right now. The other thing that was new was the Kosas Thrillist lipstick. I love Kosas lipsticks, and Thrillist was really beautiful. It's this corally red for a bolder look. I actually got a facial on Thursday, and then I had 4 events that day. This was lovely because I didn't have to put makeup on. I just did my brows and then kind of stained my lips with this lip product. Felt like I had a little more makeup on than I really did. I love their lipsticks. Undone is one of my favorites and one that I wear all the time, and then this one is like my new bright red favorite. I did rotate in my Clove and Halo concealer like this. It's a really good dupe for the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I feel like it's like the same texture and same way to apply. My only issue is I think this is a little bit light for me right now because I did get a little tan, and I'm in the shade 03. I believe if I looked at the NARS Radiant Creamy one, it wasn't totally horrible on the dirty scale, but if you're also looking for cruelty-free, NARS is no longer cruelty-free, but Clove and Halo is cruelty-free and clean. Something new to my brows is the Hourglass Arch Brow Shaping Gel in Clear. Really grown to love this product. When it first came out, I was using the tinted ones, and none of the shades were working really well, and I felt like it was making my brows look messy. Now I'm really enjoying the clear one to set my brows. It doesn't feel crunchy, it just kind of like blends things in and gives it a little more thickness. Let's see what I'm going to switch up for next week. One of the Kosas face oils, kind of continue to play with in a different climate next week. I'm gonna bring maybe just one of these. I think I like Globe the most. My brows are gonna stay the same. I am gonna incorporate the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. This is their new formulation, so I wanted to give this a try. I'm gonna keep this cheek and highlight duo pencil still going in there. I'm gonna switch out this concealer. I haven't been using this I don't think I'm gonna need all this stuff. I'll bring this just because it has SPF in it. Now, finishing up the makeup bag for next week. We're gonna just be doing a lot of outdoor activities. I probably don't even need any of this. I think I'm gonna just bring the Algenist color correcting powder back in just because it's easy when I'm traveling. You know what? Switch that powder out for this Pacifica because it's cleaner. Jouer. I haven't used Jouer in a while. So I'm going to bring the Jouer bronzer to Harper back in because I really like this. Very sweet. You know what? I'm going to bring the Algenist powder too just in case the Pacifica one doesn't work out. Bring this Pacifica concealer. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should just bring this because that's the finishing powder, brightener, bronzer. Ooh, maybe I should just bring this. I'm going to bring this because I barely have used it, so I'm going to take this bronzer out. I'm going to bring this, but I'm not going to bring the Kosas one. We'll switch that out. I feel like this is not a setting powder. It's like more of a highlight powder. That's it. I'm going to bring this. So that's what's going in next week's makeup bag, and I will definitely check you guys back in about how everything wore every weekly vlog. Hi, Dolly. What are you doing? You sticking your butt at my face? Hi, Cooper. You guys can probably tell by the end of this video, I'm just not in a good headspace. There's like a lot of things on my mind, and if you watched my stories this week, you know some of the cause of it. I've just been doing a lot of reflecting and kind of like the future of content creating and being here on YouTube. Last night was being very honest with myself. Maybe I'm trying to make something work and forcing something to happen, and maybe it's just not meant to be. Unless you have millions of subscribers and millions of views on your videos, if it's worth it. I always tell myself is worth it because of you guys. I truly feel like we've built such an amazing community. I love you guys. Like, I know a lot of you guys by name. I DM with you. I know a little bit about what's going on with you, and I care about you guys, and I care about this community, and I want to create videos that you can escape your stresses from, hang out with you. And it is worth it for that reason alone. I'm kind of in this place at my life, raise a family in the next couple of years. I don't want to stress about our income or let my income be dependent on brand deals. I don't think brand deals are sustainable, and unfortunately I've put myself in a place where that's the majority of my income. I have pretty high standards in who I will work with to begin with, and on top of the fact that we've been burned a couple of times, I will not start creating content until I've had proper time to test the products, to think of a non-obtrusive way to integrate products as an ad to the content I already plan on creating in an authentic way. We protect ourselves as a business is one, we do have agreements and contracts. We have a standard one that we send out, but a lot of the times brands have their own, and the kind of stuff they ask for is just insane. They ask for the world. And they ask for like rights to everything, penalized if you don't make this many sales. You literally will owe them the world, and I'm not gonna sign that, and Chris won't let me sign it even if I did feel like I should sign it. I refuse to sell out this community. Once we agree on a concept, integrate advertising into any of the content, at this point, will not start putting my time and energy into creating that content without some sort of good faith, which is either paying half up front. You can put the money in an escrow account if you're worried about that or anything like that. And we're not talking a lot of money, by the way. Like, I don't charge a ton in comparison to what I know some people are charging. Even the bigger brands, I would have to say 85% of the brands we've worked, actually I probably shouldn't even say this, but it is impossible to get a brand to pay on time most of the time. It's very rare that Chris doesn't have to like call or email somebody to ask them when the payment is being processed. This is after the content has been created and gone live. He spends like most of the time trying to figure out who hasn't paid us and where the money is. If you were working at a company and you always had to ask where your paycheck was, it takes away from you being able to do your job, builds bitterness and resentment. It's just not how like the world really works. I know that I would get an eviction notice on day 1 of me being late on my rent. My landlord does not care if I didn't get my checks when I was supposed to get them. Like, you get the late notice the second that you don't pay your bills. You get shit for it. I'm realizing more and more that a lot of people just don't give a shit about what we're doing on here, and that's fine. It's not their job to give a shit, but it's not my job to give a shit about you either. Not you, the viewer, but like, you know what I mean. I don't even know if I'm gonna post any of this. I hate being negative on here and I hate complaining, but this is like a week in my life and kind of where I am mentally. I know that I'm gonna get so much shit for even revealing some of this stuff. I want you guys to know that like I love what I do, and I love you guys. I feel so lucky to have been able to do this for as long as I've been doing it, and I'm so grateful that I've been able to focus on something that I love and that I'm passionate about. I really love you guys, but at some point, like, I need to figure out if this is the right path for me. Maybe I should start looking for like a real job. And I see how it's affecting Chris. Chris has been in a really bad headspace as well, and I know he's really frustrated, and he does a really good job keeping a lot of the bullshit away from me so that I can just focus on creating content that I am passionate about. He deals with like the brunt of all this, and I know it's really wearing on him. It got to a point where I kind of knew something was up. Kind of just had a conversation last night. A specific brand that we previously had a good relationship with like went behind our backs and literally screwed us. That brand doesn't even see the value that I had brought to them. So many of you guys reached out asking me about more details about this specific product. Purchased it, and I still love the product. I truly love the product. The way that everything's been handled, it's put a really bad taste in my mouth, to the point where like, even though I love this product and it's really helped me a lot, I almost like want to throw it in the garbage. Started YouTube because I was incredibly depressed. It was the worst I had ever been. I felt completely lost. I was a complete loser and nobody understood me. And then I found YouTube, and I found channels and beauty communities and lifestyle and wellness communities, and I watched videos religiously because I finally felt like there were other girls out there or other young women out there that got me, that we could all kind of find this neutral place of beauty, that beauty was like this universal equalizer and an affordable luxury at the time. YouTube got me a little bit out of my depression and got me feeling like I belonged somewhere online. It helped me dress myself happy, which is what I decided to call my own channel, and I decided to start posting videos because I wanted to be a part of this community. I had so much fun, and I had 0 subscribers. My first subscriber, who's still a subscriber, Dominiki from Greece, and she was so engaged, and I slowly got 100 subscribers, and I felt like I knew every single one of you guys. And it wasn't even about the subscribers or views. It was a place where I felt like we could have this community, and there was this equalizing factor of beauty where we could escape our lives and just talk about lipsticks and foundations and trying out products. It just kind of grew from there. Loved every hour I got to spend filming and editing and testing things and chatting with you guys. And I didn't make money on YouTube for many years, and it wasn't maybe until the last 2.5 years that it became a sustainable income. Once it became a sustainable income, I still loved it, and I felt so lucky every day to be able to do this and get paid to do it. I needed help, and so we brought on Chris because I could not do this alone. I can't do it alone. With Chris's background in entertainment and representing and contract negotiations, I felt like there was nobody else that was gonna look out for me like he was. I tried a couple other managers and stuff, and it just didn't really work out at the time because to this day, I don't have the numbers to require dedicated attention from someone. Chris started handling more of the business side of things, and then that became a full-time job for him as well, and he kind of had to put a lot of his stuff on the back burner, and now I want him to focus on what makes him happy, which is physical fitness and jujitsu and just helping others. I think it's his turn to do something that he loves, because he does not love contract negotiations and emailing and representing me. He loves me, and it's why he does it. I think it's time for him to focus on what he loves. Coming back from our camping trip, I just realized that the way things are going, it's not good. And I don't know if any of this makes any sense. I'm not complaining about what I get to do for a living. I'm just trying to figure out, am I kidding myself? Like, if this was any other business, I take this back to like when my parents ran a movie theater when I was a kid, and the bigger movie theaters started coming in, and they weren't able to get the first releases on movies, and they weren't even able to get like the second releases because the bigger theaters started coming into the smaller towns. They had priority with the movie studios. I didn't keep up with the big guys, essentially. Like, what do you do at that point? I was also just like sitting on the couch yesterday after having a conversation with Chris, and I looked at him and I said, maybe this wasn't meant to be. I'm not full of drama. I'm not full of controversy. I don't believe in that. I don't think I would ever create videos just for controversy and drama, because I think that's so disgusting and negative. But when that's all you saw that was growing for so long,